anything that goes on in this house does not leave this house. The violence and the alcoholism and all the stuff in my young childhood, I was ashamed.
Many fans have followed singer Lulu through decades of fame, hit songs, and high-profile relationships. But now, years after some of the most important moments of her life, she has made a deeply personal confession that has captured everyone's attention.
I'll be honest with you, I'm only looking for love. I'm only looking to be loved and to give love. And I don't mean I want to have affairs. It's about a much deeper thing than that. I felt he saw me. He saw through that.
Speaking with remarkable honesty, Lulu has reflected on a man who left a lasting mark on her heart and revealed that he was the love of her life. Why did she wait so long to share these feelings? What really happened between them, and what memories still stay with her today? Lulu and John Frieda's romance. The romance between Lulu and John Frieda began in the mid-1970s in London. At the time, John Frieda was a young assistant hairstylist working at an upscale salon that the singer often visited to maintain her appearance. His arrival brought a fresh sense of happiness and energy into her life. During that period, the singer was still carrying deep emotional pain after the collapse of her turbulent first marriage to Maurice Gibb. She later admitted that John Frieda entered her life when she least expected it. She was not searching for another relationship because she was still heartbroken, exhausted, and emotionally shaken by her divorce. However, John's patience, kindness, and genuine love slowly won her trust and helped heal the wounds she carried in her heart. Their relationship quickly grew stronger and became a powerful source of comfort and support during one of the most difficult periods of her life. After spending time together and building a deep connection, the couple decided to marry. They held a simple wedding ceremony in 1977 at the Hampstead Register office in London, marking the beginning of a new chapter for both of them. Their happiness grew even greater when, just 2 months after the wedding, the singer discovered she was expecting her first child. Later in 1977, they proudly welcomed their son, Jordan Frieda, into the world. His birth completed their small family and filled their home with joy and laughter. During the early years of their marriage, their love was passionate and strong. The singer openly told the media and her fans that John was the greatest love of her life, and the person she believed was truly meant for her. She continued to express those feelings in her 2025 memoir and in recent interviews. Lulu explained that she values both men who played important roles in her life and never dismisses the good memories they shared. However, she described her marriage to John Frieda as a form of emotional rescue and healing. The stability, warmth, and security he provided helped her recover from the emotional scars and painful memories of her past. In her memoir, If Only You Knew, she devoted many pages to describing their life together. She especially highlighted the influence of CDA yoga and the balanced, healthy lifestyle that John introduced to her. The harmony they shared in both their personal lives and their outlook on life helped create a deeply meaningful and powerful relationship. Together, they built what many people in the entertainment world considered an ideal family. Their relationship became something that many admired and hoped to find in their own lives. The singer has often said that her memories with John are among her most treasured possessions. Even as the years pass, she believes his place in her heart remains unchanged as one of the deepest and most sacred loves she has ever known. John's understanding, support, and encouragement gave her the strength to continue pursuing her artistic career. The success of their marriage also increased the public's admiration for the couple. Whenever she reflects on that period of her life, she speaks with great gratitude for the man who stood beside her through difficult times. To her, John Frieda was much more than a husband. He was a soulmate who restored her faith in love and helped her believe in happiness again. Through the pages of her memoir, readers are given an intimate look into this unforgettable romance. They can sense the powerful attraction, deep understanding, and invisible bond that connected two people whose lives seemed perfectly aligned. Yet despite the beauty and peace they shared during those years, those happy days would eventually face the harsh realities of marriage, heartbreak, and emotional pain. So, what happened to her marriage? Were there cracks in it? Let's find out. Lulu's marriages and heartbreak. The marriage between Lulu and John Frieda eventually could not survive the challenges that came with time. After 14 years together, sharing both happy moments and difficult times, the famous couple officially decided to part ways in 1991. However, the problems in their relationship had started much earlier and were becoming increasingly difficult to hide from the public. In 1990, John Frieda openly told the media that he and Lulu were no longer compatible and no longer shared the same outlook on life. Lulu later felt that their marriage had actually begun to fall apart in 1988, when she suffered the heartbreaking loss of their second child through a miscarriage. The grief of losing a baby was overwhelming, and at the same time, the demands of John Frieda's rapidly growing business career created even more distance between them. The end of her second marriage left Lulu with a deep emotional scar. She later described the experience as a devastating shock that left her feeling lost and confused. The pain became so intense that she sought professional therapy to help her cope. For a long time, Lulu admitted that she avoided facing reality. She refused to accept that her marriage was slowly heading toward failure and tried to ignore the growing problems between them. Even after their divorce was finalized, their story was not completely over. For a brief period, they reunited and gave their relationship another chance. However, the reconciliation did not last, and they eventually ended things for good, this time on friendly terms. This was not the first time Lulu had experienced the heartbreak of a failed marriage. Before marrying John Frieda, she had been married to Maurice Gibb, a member of the famous band Bee Gees. Lulu married Maurice Gibb on February 18, 1969, when she was just 20, and he was 19. Unfortunately, their youthful romance soon ran into difficulties. The couple separated in 1973 and officially divorced in 1975. Many believed the marriage failed because both were still very young and not fully prepared for the responsibilities of married life. Their demanding careers also kept them apart, while Maurice Gibb's ongoing personal challenges created even more tension within the relationship. At the time, Lulu chose to keep the painful details of her private life away from public attention. Despite the difficulties she faced, she rarely complained or spoke openly about the troubles in her first marriage. After experiencing 2 failed marriages, Lulu was forced to confront deep loneliness and disappointment. The emotional impact of 2 painful divorces left lasting wounds on both her heart and mind. Yet despite everything she endured, she showed remarkable strength and maturity. She worked hard to maintain respectful relationships with both of her former husbands and continued to hold great respect for them, especially Maurice Gibb, until his death in 2003. The constant ups and downs in her love life turned much of Lulu's personal journey into a series of difficult emotional tests. Many people felt sympathy for the music star as they learned about the heartbreak, struggles, and tears that lay behind her successful career. Her memoir, released in 2025, revisited many of these painful memories, giving readers a deeper understanding of the sacrifices and hardships that often hide behind fame and success. After years of heartbreak, Lulu chose a different path, one focused on healing, self-discovery, and personal growth. What direction did she face this time? Is it that of self-realization? Let's find out. Lulu's journey to peace. After 2 marriages and many ups and downs in life, Lulu no longer feels the need to enter another romantic relationship. In recent interviews, she has spoken openly about how her main priorities today are her health, emotional well-being, and the people she loves. She says her life feels complete, peaceful, and stable. While marriage was once an important part of her life, it is no longer at the center of her happiness. Lulu's decision to remain single does not come from disappointment or negativity. Instead, it is the result of many years of self-discovery and personal growth. After experiencing heartbreak, loss, and emotional struggles, she gradually realized that inner peace is far more valuable than following society's idea of what a successful life should look like. Today, she values her independence and prefers to make her own choices about how she lives. One of the biggest turning points in her journey came in 2013, when she stopped drinking alcohol. Lulu has openly admitted that alcohol was once a way for her to cope with stress, pressure, and unresolved problems from her past. When she decided to give up drinking, she began building a much healthier lifestyle. Lulu says sobriety was not achieved quickly. It took years of commitment, self-reflection, and perseverance. Support from Alcoholics Anonymous played a key role in her recovery. She also embraced daily meditation, which helped her manage stress, maintain emotional balance, and view painful experiences from her past with greater clarity and understanding. Therapy also played a major role in her recovery and personal growth. Following the breakdown of her marriages and other personal losses, she spent years working with professionals to better understand her feelings and experiences. According to Lulu, seeking therapy was one of the best decisions she ever made and has had a deeply positive effect on her life. Another important milestone came in September 2025 with the release of her memoir, If Only You Knew. The book gave her the opportunity to reflect on her entire life journey, from her childhood in Glasgow to the successes and challenges she faced in both her career and personal life. In the memoir, Lulu speaks honestly about her father's struggle with alcohol and the lasting impact that her family environment had on her emotional development. Those childhood experiences influenced how she handled relationships, pressure, and personal challenges as she grew older. Writing the book became an important part of her healing process. Lulu has explained that putting these memories onto paper forced her to confront emotions she had kept buried for many years. After completing the manuscript, she continued attending therapy to work through the feelings that resurfaced. For her, the memoir was much more than a publishing project. It was another step toward emotional healing. Alongside caring for her mental and emotional health, Lulu dedicates a great deal of time to her family. Her relationship with her son, Jordan Frida, remains one of the most important parts of her life. Becoming a grandmother has made her appreciate family moments even more, and she treasures the time she spends with her children and grandchildren. Having found greater balance and peace in her personal life, Lulu continues to strengthen her legacy as one of the most enduring and respected figures in the history of popular music. So, did she start? Did she have a humble background? Let's take a closer look. Lulu's early life and background. Lulu, Marie MacDonald McLaughlin Laurie, was born in the maternity unit of Lennox Castle Hospital in Lennoxtown in 1948. She grew up in Glasgow, Scotland, where she went to Thompson Street Primary School and later Onslow Drive School. She spent part of her early life in the Gallowgate area of Glasgow before moving with her family to Garfield Street in Denniston. As a child, around the age of 12 or 13, she and her manager tried to get her early singing experience by approaching a local band called the Bell Rocks. They asked if she could perform with them, and she began singing with the group every Saturday night. One of the band members, Alex Thompson, later said that even at that young age, her voice was already very special and impressive. She came from a family of 4 children, with 2 brothers and 1 sister. Her father, who later died at the age of 71, was reported to have struggled with heavy drinking. When she was 14, her future manager, Marion Massey, gave her the stage name Lulu. Massey reportedly said, "All I know is that she is a real Lulu of a kid," and the name stayed with her. In August 2017, her family background was explored in a UK television series called Who Do You Think You Are? The research revealed surprising details about her ancestry. It showed that her mother had been raised by another family. It also uncovered that her maternal grandparents came from very different religious backgrounds. Her grandfather, Hugh Cairns, was a Catholic, while her grandmother, Helen Kennedy, was a Protestant. Further investigation showed that Hugh Cairns had been involved in a Catholic gang and had spent time in and out of prison around the period when Lulu's mother was born. Helen Kennedy was found to be the daughter of a leading member, worthy mistress, of the Ladies' Orange Lodge 52. These strong religious and social differences helped explain why both families strongly opposed the relationship between Cairns and Kennedy. In 1964, while still only 15 years old, she signed a recording contract with Decca Records under the guidance of Marion Massey. Around the same time, she released a powerful cover of the Isley Brothers' song Shout, with her group credited as Lulu and the Lovers. Her strong and energetic voice helped the song reach number 7 on the UK singles chart, marking her first big hit. Marion Massey played a major role in shaping her career for more than 25 years, acting both as her manager and business partner. Massey's husband, Mark London, also worked as a producer on some of Lulu's recordings. After the success of Shout, Lulu continued her rise in music. In 1965, she released Leave a Little Love, which reached the UK top 10 again. The following release, Try to Understand, reached the top 40. In 1966, she made history by touring Poland with the band The Hollies. She became the first British female singer to perform live behind the Iron Curtain during the Cold War period, which was a major political and cultural milestone. In the same year, she also recorded 2 German-language songs, Wenn du da bist and So fing es an, for Decca Germany. Many years later, in 2009, her early Decca recordings were re-released as a 2-CD collection titled Shout by RPM Records. After recording several early hits with the Lovers, she decided to begin a solo career. In 1966, after some singles failed to chart, she left Decca Records and signed with Columbia Records. Her new producer was Mickie Most. Her comeback came in April 1967, when she reached number 6 on the UK singles chart with The Boat That I Row, written by Neil Diamond. Under Mickie Most's production, all 7 of her singles entered the UK charts. This successful run ended in 1969 with Boom Bang a Bang, which reached number 2. When Mickie Most passed away in 2003, Lulu spoke warmly about him in an interview with the BBC, saying they had shared a very close working relationship. In 1967, Lulu also made her acting debut in the film To Sir with Love, a British drama starring Sidney Poitier. In the film, she both acted and performed the title song. The song became a huge international success, especially in the United States, where it reached number 1 on the charts. To Sir with Love went on to become the best-selling single in the United States in 1967, selling more than 1 million copies and earning a gold disc. Billboard magazine ranked it as the number 1 song of 1967 in the US. In the United Kingdom, however, the song was released as the B-side of Let's Pretend, which reached number 11 on the UK chart. Was her career that of stage only, or did she take it further? Let's find out. Lulu's TV career. In the late 1960s, Lulu's pop music career in the United Kingdom was very successful. She also became a familiar face on television and even had her own TV shows. Her first BBC television series began in 1965 on BBC Two. In this early show, she co-hosted Gadzooks, It's the In Crowd with Alan David. Later, she continued the program on her own after it was renamed Gadzooks. In 1966, she often appeared on BBC One's Strumash. The following year, in 1967, she returned to BBC Two in a popular show called Three of a Kind, which mixed music and comedy. Because these shows were so successful, the BBC gave her her own BBC One series in 1968. This show ran every year until 1975 under different names, such as Lulu's Back in Town, Happening for Lulu, It's Lulu, and simply Lulu. Each version featured music performances, comedy sketches, and guest stars. Regular guests included entertainers like Adrienne Posta, Roger Kidder, Paul Greenwood, and the dance group Pan's People. The choreography was handled by well-known directors like Nigel Lithgow and Dougie Squires. In 1972, the show was titled It's Lulu, not to mention Dudley Moore, and Dudley Moore and his trio appeared in all 13 episodes. In the final BBC series in early 1975, Bernie Clifton became a regular guest. Overall, the show was a lively mix of songs, comedy, and celebrity appearances, One of the most famous moments from her TV career happened in January 1969. During a live episode, the rock band The Jimi Hendrix Experience appeared on her show. After playing Hey Joe for a short time, Jimi Hendrix stopped and said he wanted to dedicate the next song to the band Cream and its members, including Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, and Jack Bruce. The band then played Sunshine of Your Love. Even though the studio director signaled for them to stop, Hendrix continued performing. After this incident, he was told he would not be invited back to the BBC, but he did not regret what happened. He later said he would have felt out of place performing with Lulu. At the same time, in her TV work, Lulu hosted several special one-time television programs. These included Lulu at Bern's Restaurant in 1969, which was recorded in Sweden with The Young Generation, and The Young Generation Meet Lulu in 1970, also filmed in Sweden. In 1975, she appeared in Bruce Forsyth Meets Lulu, another special show. In March 1969, Lulu took part in the Eurovision Song Contest for the United Kingdom. She performed the song Boom Banga Bang, written by Peter Warne and Alan Moorhouse. Before the contest, viewers of her BBC One show Happening for Lulu chose the song from 6 options. In a special program hosted by Michael Aspel, she performed all 6 songs one after another for the audience to vote on. One of the rejected songs, I Can't Go On, was written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin. It finished last in the vote, but later became popular when it was recorded by several well-known singers, including Cilla Black, Sandy Shaw, Polly Brown, and Elton John himself. Boom Banga Bang went on to win the selection, although it tied with songs from Spain, the Netherlands, and France, each receiving the same number of points. This unusual result later led to changes in Eurovision rules to avoid ties. Some countries even chose not to enter the next contest because of the outcome. Even though Lulu did not personally like the song, it became a major hit and reached number 2 in the UK charts in 1969. It also sold well in several languages, including German, French, Spanish, and Italian. In 1975, she hosted A Song for Europe, the UK competition to choose the Eurovision entry, where the group The Shadows performed their songs. She continued to be involved with Eurovision in later years. In 1981, she attended a charity event with other past winners in Norway. In 1989, she acted as a judge in the UK selection process. In 2009, she also gave comments and support to the contestants trying to represent the UK. Even with all the success, she seemed to have disappeared for a while. So, how did she make her way back? Was she still relevant? Let's take a closer look. Musical comeback and return to prominence. In 1993, Lulu returned to recording music with the single Independence, which reached number 11 on the UK singles chart. It was also the main song from her album Independence. However, the album did not perform strongly. All 4 singles from it only reached the lower parts of the UK charts, and 2 more singles released in 1994 also had similar low chart positions. Her next single, I'm Back for More, a duet with soul singer Bobby Womack, reached number 27. Overall, the album itself only reached number 67 in the UK albums chart, making it a commercial disappointment. Still in 1993, Lulu helped write the song I Don't Wanna Fight with her brother Billy Laurie and Steve DuBarry. Although Lulu did not make it a big hit herself at first, the song became a major international success for Tina Turner. Later that year, Lulu appeared with the boy band Take That on a cover of Relight My Fire. This version became very successful and reached number 1 in the UK. Because of this, Lulu joined Take That as a supporting act on their 1994 tour. Around the same period, she also appeared on British TV comedies, including Absolutely Fabulous, where she played a difficult celebrity client. She worked several times with French and Saunders, including their comic relief parody of the Spice Girls in 1997, where she played Baby Spice. A new album called Where the Poor Boys Dance was finished in 1997, but delayed by her record label. A single from it, Hurt Me So Bad, came out in 1999 and reached number 42 in the UK. Another track later reached number 24, and she promoted it on Top of the Pops. In 1999, Lulu hosted the BBC One national lottery show Red Alert. The theme song she sang reached number 59 in the UK. She also recorded a duet with pop singer Kavanagh called Heart Like the Sun, but it was not officially released until 2007. In 2000, she legally began using the name Lulu Kennedy Cairns. That same year, she received an OBE from Queen Elizabeth II for her contributions to music and entertainment. In 2002, she released her autobiography, I Don't Want to Fight, named after the song she co-wrote for Tina Turner. That year, she also released the album Together, which featured duets with famous artists like Elton John and Paul McCartney. One of its highlights was a TV special where she performed with Maurice Gibb. Her duet, We've Got Tonight, with Ronan Keating, reached number 4 in the UK. In 2000, Lulu also took part in a symbolic moment marking the end of minicar production in the UK, driving the final Mini off the production line. In 2004, she released Back on Track and toured the UK to celebrate 40 years in music. The album reached number 68. She also returned to radio on BBC Radio 2 with her own music show. In 2005, she released A Little Soul in Your Heart, which entered the UK chart at number 28. In 2006, she launched a MySpace page, appeared on TV comedy shows, acted in films, and joined the reality music show Just the Two of Us as a judge. She also performed again with Take That in 2006, appeared as a mentor on American Idol in 2007, and worked with musician Jules Holland on several projects, although this time she took her act even more farther. So, how did she do it? Did she engage in yours? Let's find out. Lulu's global tours. In early 2010, Lulu recorded the song The Word Is Love for the film Oy Vey, My Son Is Gay. She also went on tour across the UK for a second time with the show Here Come the Girls, performing alongside Anastasia and Heather Small. In November 2010, she hosted a BBC TV series called Rewind the 60s. Each episode looked at a different year in the 1960s, covering the music, important social and political events, and interviews with well-known figures from that time. On February 26, 2011, she appeared in the third series of Let's Dance for Comic Relief. She performed a dance to Soulja Boy's hit song Crank That. In May 2011, she appeared on the ITV2 show Celebrity Juice. Then, in July 2011, she performed at the Llangollen International Musical Eisteddfod. In October and November 2011, Lulu joined the BBC show Strictly Come Dancing. She was partnered with Brendan Cole, but she was the 5th contestant to be eliminated. In August 2014, she opened the closing ceremony of the 2014 Glasgow Commonwealth Games. On 11th February 2015, she appeared on The Great Comic Relief Bake Off. She took part in raising money for Comic Relief and admitted she had never made pastry before. On April 1, 2017, she appeared as a guest on All Round to Mrs. Brown's with Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield. By 4 months later that same year, she was featured in the BBC program Who Do You Think You Are?, which explored her family history. On March 19, 2018, she joined the cast of the musical 42nd Street, playing the lead role of Dorothy Brock for 16 weeks. Between April and June 2019, she toured with Take That on their Greatest Hits tour, where she performed the song Relight My Fire. On December 18, 2019, she sang Run, Rudolph, Run and Shout at the Miss World 2019 pageant. In October 2021, she appeared as a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race UK. In March 2022, she voiced a character in the film My Old School and also sang its closing song. In January 2023, she appeared on the 4th series of The Masked Singer under the costume Piece of Cake, and was the 2nd contestant to be voted out. Later in 2023, she went on her For the Record UK tour, marking her return to major live performances. On 3 November 2023, she announced her Champagne for Lulu UK tour to celebrate her 75th birthday in 2024. Her only London show took place on the 17th of April at the London Palladium, marking 60 years since her first hit single, Shout. On June 29, 2025, Lulu appeared as a special guest with Rod Stewart at the Glastonbury Festival during his Legends performance. They performed together for the first time, singing his 1978 hit, Hot Legs. So, what do you think about Lulu's shocking confession? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.